When you walk into a room, before you hand someone your resume, before you share your achievements, before you even say your name, people already start forming an opinion about you. That opinion comes mostly from your personality. And the most visible part of your personality is how you communicate. Communication is not just talking. It is the art of connecting with people, making them feel heard, and leaving them with an impression they won't forget. I often say your personality is your business card. It's what people remember after you leave the room. When I was young, my communication skills were terrible. My English was weak. My voice was not confident. And I often felt nervous speaking to strangers. But I realized that if I wanted to lead people, inspire customers, or convince investors, I had to improve. So I began to practice deliberately. I didn't have access to expensive classes, so I became a volunteer tour guide for foreigners visiting Hangzhou. My English was bad at first, but every conversation was practice. I made mistakes, I got corrected, I learned new words, and slowly I became more comfortable. Communication, like confidence, improves only with use. One mistake people make is thinking that communication is all about speaking well. Yes, speaking clearly is important, but great communicators are also great listeners. When you listen carefully, you make the other person feel important. People don't remember every word you say, but they will always remember how you made them feel. If you interrupt often, look distracted, or always bring the conversation back to yourself, you send a message that you don't care. But when you truly listen, maintaining eye contact, nodding to show understanding, and asking thoughtful questions, you make a deeper connection. The tone of your voice also matters. You can say the exact same words in a dull, low-energy tone, and people will ignore them. Say them with energy and belief, and people will pay attention. I have seen many talented young people with great ideas fail to convince others simply because their voice didn't carry enthusiasm. If you are not excited about your own words, why should anyone else be? Practice speaking with clarity, volume, and emotion. You don't need to shout, but you must sound like you mean what you say. Another part of communication is body language. Your body often speaks louder than your mouth. If you slouch, avoid eye contact, or fidget nervously, you signal to others that you lack confidence, even if your words say otherwise. On the other hand, standing tall, making steady eye contact, smiling warmly, and using open hand gestures can instantly make you appear more trustworthy and approachable. I have attended countless business meetings where the most persuasive person was not the one with the longest presentation, but the one whose body language radiated confidence and sincerity. Many people struggle with small talk, but small talk is often the bridge to deeper conversations. You don't have to be the most interesting person in the room. You have to be interested in others. Ask people about their work, their opinions, or their experiences. Listen carefully to their answers and build on them. This is how relationships start. In my early days of building Alibaba, I attended events where I knew almost no one. Instead of standing in a corner, I would approach someone and simply ask, "What brings you here today?" From there, conversations would grow naturally. Humor is another powerful communication tool, but it must be used carefully. A light joke or a playful comment can make people relax and open up. Humor shows that you are human, approachable, and confident enough not to take yourself too seriously. When I speak on big stages, I often share stories about my failures in a humorous way. The audience laughs, but they also connect with the message that mistakes are part of growth. Humor works best when it's genuine and never at the expense of someone else's dignity. One of the best ways to improve your communication skills is to tell stories. Facts and data are important, but stories are what people remember. When you share a personal story, you invite others into your world. They can see your struggles, your lessons, your growth. A good story makes your point more relatable and memorable. In business, I often use simple stories to explain complex ideas. This makes people understand faster and feel more engaged. It's also important to adapt your communication style to your audience. The way you talk to a group of school students should be different from the way you speak to business executives. Good communicators can read the room. They notice the mood, the energy, and the level of knowledge in their audience, then adjust their words accordingly. This adaptability shows respect and understanding, and it makes your message more effective. In today's world, communication is not only face-to-face. Much of it happens through email, messaging, and social media. Your written communication is just as important as your spoken words. Be clear, concise, and polite. Avoid long, confusing sentences or unnecessary jargon. Whether you are sending a quick text or a formal business proposal, remember that every message you send represents you. Improving your communication takes patience. At first, you may feel awkward, especially if you are shy or introverted. But remember, it's not about becoming someone you're not. It's about learning how to express the best version of yourself. Start small. Greet people with a smile. Make eye contact and practice short conversations. As you gain confidence, challenge yourself to speak in larger groups. Share your opinions in meetings or give short presentations. Over time, your personality will begin to shine through your communication. People will see you as approachable, confident, and trustworthy. They will remember your energy, your stories, and the way you made them feel heard. And that is how your personality becomes your business card. A silent introduction that opens doors and creates opportunities long before you hand over a real one. When people think about confidence, many believe it's something you either have or you don't. They look at successful leaders, public speakers, or famous entrepreneurs and assume these people were born with some magic talent that made them fearless. But that's not true. Confidence is not a gift from birth. It's a skill you can train, just like you can train your body to run faster or lift heavier weights. When I was young, I was not confident at all. I was short, thin, and not good looking. I failed exams. I got rejected from schools. And later, I was rejected from jobs. In fact, I often say my resume is full of failures, more than my successes. If confidence came from winning, I would have never had it. But what I discovered was that confidence actually comes from trying, failing, and trying again. Your mindset is the starting point. If you tell yourself every day that you are weak, you will behave like a weak person. If you tell yourself you can't do something, you will find proof for that belief in your life. That's how the human brain works. It searches for evidence to confirm what you already believe. So the first step to building confidence is changing the way you think about yourself. Every morning, say to yourself, I am improving, I am learning, I am capable. You don't have to lie to yourself and say, I am perfect, because nobody is. But you can remind yourself that progress is possible, and that is enough to give you the courage to take action. When I started Alibaba, I was not the smartest person in the room. I didn't understand technology as well as my team. Many people would think, if I don't know the most, I cannot lead. But I told myself, I can learn. I can bring people together. I can try. This mindset allowed me to move forward even when I was unsure. Many people wait until they feel ready before they start something new. But the truth is, you will never feel 100% ready. You become ready by doing. Confidence is the result of action, not the requirement for it. Changing your mindset also means changing how you see failure. Most people fear failure because they think it makes them look weak or incompetent. But failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every time you fail, you collect experience. And that experience makes you wiser. I failed the university entrance exam twice, but I learned how to study better. I failed to get hired by KFC, but I learned how to handle rejection with a smile. If you treat failure like a teacher, instead of an enemy, your fear will shrink and your confidence will grow. Another part of mindset is how you talk to yourself. We all have an inner voice. For some people, that voice is encouraging. It says, you can do it. Keep going. For others, it's critical. It says, you're not good enough. Don't even try. If your inner voice is negative, it will drain your confidence every day. You have to train your mind to speak to you like a friend. This is not about blind optimism. It's about fairness. If you would encourage a friend who is struggling, why wouldn't you encourage yourself? Small daily actions can help you shift your mindset. Start by keeping small promises to yourself. If you say you will wake up early, do it. If you say you will read for 10 minutes, do it. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, you prove to your brain that you can be trusted. Trust in yourself is the foundation of confidence. People often break promises to themselves without thinking about the consequences. But every time you break one, you weaken your own belief in your abilities. It's also important to surround yourself with the right people. If your friends always complain, always doubt you, or always tell you something is impossible, they will slowly poison your mindset. You need to be around people who challenge you, inspire you, and believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself. This doesn't mean you should cut everyone out of your life, but you must protect your mental space. Your confidence is like a plant. It needs sunlight, water, and protection from weeds. One more thing about mindset. Confidence is not arrogance. Some people think being confident means acting like you know everything, talking over others, or showing off. That's not confidence. That's insecurity, pretending to be confident. True confidence is calm. It doesn't need to prove itself in every conversation. When you're truly confident, you can admit when you don't know something. You can ask questions without feeling embarrassed. You can listen to others without feeling